Okay, good evening here on this very special Friday here. Call this DJI Mavic Pro 2 coming July 18th, Summer of Drones, special edition of Rotor Talk Live. I'm going to get started here in a second, do some housekeeping. Hope everybody had a great day today. I mean, what a past couple of weeks this has been, and we're gonna kind of talk about that a little bit. Going to talk about upcoming guests coming on Tuesday night and about him and just see what in the world's going on. What do we think? What do we think's actually happening? So, like I said, this is going to be fantastic. I'm very excited for what's coming up here. It's just wow. It's just a time to pinch yourself, everyone. Subscribers, I'll tell you that right now. Steve Carpenter, yes. What a busy week. Oh my gosh, this is just. And Mel, welcome. You know, it's. My wife heard me say the phrase "summer of drones." She really likes that, so we're sticking with that. So we're going to stick with this summer of drones here. Hope everybody's had a great day today. Just as a reminder, Tuesday night Rotor Talk Live. Oh, I don't know how that happened, Mel. I'll get that. I'll get you handled here. There, now you should be handled there. That should take care of that. Hey Kesteloo is going to be on Tuesday night Rotor Talk Live. Hey Kesteloo, David Ma, welcome to the show. Hey Kesteloo runs Drone DJ, and that's how. No, Mel, you're absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. The only bad boys I know about are my sons up in Ohio. I'm just kidding. They're good boys. Hey Kesteloo is how I found out about the announcement this morning. He had it posted on Drone DJ, and he's going to be my guest on Tuesday. I'm just really thrilled with that. And, you know, I already know, I've seen some things. People are actually picking the words apart. Samuel, welcome. See the bigger picture and seeing if there's an anagram in those letters. I just, wow, this is like, you know, I kind of think this is like stuff from X-Files and putting it in a computer and coming up with a jumble. Don't even think about that. That's just way off the mark. But anyway, Hay's going to be here on Tuesday night. It's going to be a great time. Lloyd, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining tonight. JB Drones, welcome. I'm going to get started here, and you know, see the bigger picture. You know, I'm hearing so much. So we're going to start out with what, you know, see the bigger picture. What I thought of right away was a 1-inch sensor, okay, with see the bigger picture. Now, I have heard so much today about so many things. One of my subscribers who lives out in California, I don't know if you know him or not, you may not know him, Steve, but anyway, he told me he stopped at a DJI store and they told him there was going to be some type of announcement coming late June, mid to late June, which they were spot on. But he also told them it's not going to be called a Mavic Pro 2. Go figure. But our friend Acetalev has been using Mavic Pro 2 with Roman numerals. So I'm still saying it's a Mavic Pro 2. Some of the things I heard today was people think it's a Phantom 5 with retractable gear. Rod Parker, welcome to the show tonight. Thank you so much for showing up. Appreciate that, Rodney. With a 360 camera, kind of like the Unique. Mavic Air Pro, Mel, you know, I heard that today too. I heard you know, and one of the things that I'm gonna kind of debunk right away is, and I know it's a good subscriber who told me this information. The name, the Mavic Pro name, the reason they named the Mavic Air using the word Mavic, because that helped with that. Really, that's a name brand, and that's really, you know, their marketing at DJI is off the planet. Todd, yes, yeah, it's going to be the Mavic Pro 2. You know, I just really think so. And Rodney, yeah, it's going to have that 1-inch sensor. I'm almost sure of that. And you know, Autel's going to cringe. Jim, welcome to the show tonight. Autel's going to cringe come July 18th when they find out, oh my God, it's got a 1-inch sensor. What did we do wrong, kind of thing. Well, you know, the funny thing is, you know, here we are in the past few weeks, all right, we had, you know, we had Autel come out with their announcement. We had Parrot come out with their announcement. We had Unique come out with their announcement. And now we have DJI coming up on July 18th in New York City with an announcement. Yeah, the usual suspect, 120 down under. Welcome to the show. You know, and I will say this. I was not surprised when I saw, hey, Kestelou, there's a DJI store 30 minutes from me. Yeah, Steve, it may have been, that may have been where the other subscriber, I forget his name, went there and talked to them. But they pretty much told them that, but they said they had no idea what it's going to be called. And yeah, I'm still saying it's a Mavic Pro 2. That name brand is just, you know, DJI did jump into the market, Rodney. Absolutely, they did. They did not waste any time here, because one of the things that I talked about a little bit in my It's Your Turn video, DJI knows they bring out a 1-inch sensor in the Mavic drone. It'll kill off the other drones that just came out. JB Drones, you are so right. Ted 10, hello from Philadelphia. Welcome to the show. I guess I'll be heading to the store next week, Steve. You might. Maybe be a spy and find out some information for us. It sounds like it's pretty close. There's no such thing as a DJI store down here in Florida, so closest one we probably have is in Florida. Todd, DJI always does this. Lets everyone show their cards, and then boom, here you go. Exactly, Todd. That's why when I talked about DJI, it's your turn. Well, it was their turn, and they did not wait. You know, was this all in place for DJI? I kind of assume so. You know, did they have this? Sam, welcome from Sacramento. Thank you for joining tonight. You know, did they have this in place? You know, I can't help but think, you know, Dave, welcome from Columbia. Thanks for showing up tonight. I can't help but think that, yeah, kind of maybe yes they did, or they had some tentative dates set and they were sitting back waiting. You know, yeah, Rodney, exactly. DJI was going to have to do something because, you know, one of the things that I talked about was they don't want to sit back too long because it's going to cost them money. And I'm still sticking with theory, DJ, waiting to see what everyone else put on and drop the 1-inch bomb on them all. Exactly, Mel. I'll say a couple of things, okay, about what's come out lately, okay. The Unique, okay, the big issue with the Unique is the range with that. They say a mile, but as my friend Ian Jones from the UK says, you know, maybe a mile. You know, you don't know. You know, it's a great drone, but it's extremely pricey. It's $1,800. The Parrot, Anafi. The Anafi is going to be, I think it's a different market than the Mavic Pro. It's a smaller drone. It's a lighter drone, and it's going to have a different niche. They have a unique feature, that 180 camera on there. Don't count out the Phantom 5, Bill. Dave, you know, I'm thinking the Phantom 5 is going to be late this year, but I don't know 100. You know, if I'm a betting man and place my cards, I'm placing it on a Mavic Pro too. You know, but you know, this whole thing. I mean, DJI has stirred everything up right now. You know, Autel was getting a lot of the talk. Parrot was getting a lot of the talk. Unique was getting some talk. Now, all everybody's been talking about today is DJI. That's it. I mean, it's just boom. I mean, it just here we go. And you know, New York City. One of the questions and one of the comments I saw today, everyone, you know, a lot of people said, well, you know, it's probably a camera. It's probably another Zen use. Well, let me set something straight here for everybody. DJI does drone events in New York City. They do camera releases, anything cinematography related, and Inspire kind of drones. They do that on the West Coast out in LA. That's kind of been how they do that. So I wanted to get everybody up to speed on that, because I was getting a lot of that question. Bob Brown, competition is about to have. Yep, they sure are, Bob. I agree 100%. I mean, it's really DJI is going to steal stuff right now. But the one thing that I think is going to do well, and I actually did some research on this, is Parrot has more likes on their fan page than Autel does. Okay, so I think, and this is just me, you know, Parrots worldwide, they're going to be out. You know, they've already been released over overseas, over in Europe and the UK. You know, for my overseas subscribers here, Jeremiah, welcome. Thank you for joining tonight. I'm thinking, you know, with that, you know, I think it's going to sell well. I think they're going to do well because it's a niche kind of market. It's a smaller drone. It's a lighter drone. It's extremely portable, easy to transport, easy to use. You know, it has a unique feature, that 180. Autel not making it is bad for everyone. The old timers remember Ma Bell. Yeah, you're right, Lloyd. Yeah, exactly. You know, I think I might have mentioned that. That's a good point. You know, when it was all just you know, Bell Telephone and everybody. Yeah, Steve, thank you for that. You know, that's exactly right. We need competition. We need Autel to do well. You know, and I know they're having issues right now. It sounds like with firmware. You know, I did see Ken Dono, Original Dobo. You know, he put a video out. He said the firmware update process is better, which is a good thing because I had an X-Star Premium. And updating that, they're waiting for their updates from them. Was like waiting for the calendar year to turn. I mean, it was just painfully slow. But Rick Halber, welcome. Thank you for joining tonight. It was absolutely painfully slow. California Phantom, welcome. Yeah, and the 21 megapixel on the Anafi too. So Anafi is going to hit a different market. I strongly believe that. You know, it's geared differently than, you know, people says, oh, you know, it's competition. It's not a Mavic competition. That's not it. If you look at the size and the weight of it, I watched the video with Billy Kyle when he went to their event. It's a small drone. It's not big, and it's light, and it's going to have a lot of features on it that I think are going to appeal to a lot of people, and especially that price point. I think $697. I mean, that's a great price point. So you know, and as far as Autel is concerned, they need, come June 25th, I'm hoping that all these guys that are doing this testing, they're going to flush out these problems, and then come June 25th, when it comes and people are going to start getting them, or they're going to be released, I'm really hoping that you know, that firmware update's going to be in place, that the apps are going to be in place, that Apple's going to have that app approved, and it's going to be a go. You know, we do need Autel to succeed. I hate to say that. You know, I don't hate to say it, but it's true. We really do need them to succeed because we need this competition to keep DJI honest, to keep them better. Jim, yeah, check out phones and drones and what DJI will be releasing. Yeah, very, very interesting. That's very interesting. You know, somebody asked me, have I seen any pictures? I haven't seen any pictures today. You know, I know our friend Acetalev, he put out a tweet last night about it looks like something for a DJI Osmo that's on the FCC database. And I went out there, Dave, absolutely right. Autel is claiming 10K pre-orders. Yeah, they are. They are, California Phantom. That's what I've heard. And that's a tall order. They need to come June 25th, you know, when they start shipping those, you know, things need to be spot on for that. You know, I want them to, and I want them to succeed. You know, for this market, we need it. Yeah. Am I going to the event on the 25th? I'm sorry, WTF. The event on the 25th. Oh, Autel, it's just a release for that. WTF. It's just the date that Autel is releasing the Evo. So guys, drone shots, welcome tonight. You know, that's one of the things coming up. Hang on. That's one of the things for me, you know, that I think is going to really drive DJI to really put out a quality product. Ron Brown, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining tonight. It's good to see you. You know, for me, you know, I'm thinking, you know, I'm going to say this price point is going to be, you're probably going to be looking, my guess is maybe about an $1,100 price point without, you know, the extra package with it, the Fly More combo. That's just a guesstimate. That's just my part, you know, going up from things where, you know, and you know, you knew things were coming because I heard from so many subscribers, Bill, I'm seeing the Mavic Pro on sale. Bill, I'm seeing the Mavic Pro Platinum on sale. Bill, I'm seeing the Mavic Pro Platinum's out of stock. You know, I'm seeing the Flymore combos out of stock. And, you know, DJI had been clearing their inventory. Am I going to the DJI event? I'm very hopeful of that, Han. I'm very hopeful of being able to get there. And I can tell you this, getting that DJI event, I'm going to give you guys unbelievable coverage, okay? I'm very hopeful of going. And if I get there, I'm going to give you guys the best coverage. So you want to stay tuned right here. I'm gonna film ad nauseum. I'm gonna bring my extra battery packs with me. You know, we're gonna have a good time going there. So I'm very hopeful of that. Should hear back on that shortly. Yeah, DJI is a very clever company. 120 down under. Rohan, welcome to the show. DJI is very, very clever with that. And you know, they're not, as I said, they don't waste technology. For example, when we talked about and found out, and Hay broke that story on, you know, we saw those pictures from Acetalev about what looked to be a Phantom 5, and then Hay broke the story that he heard from DJI, and he actually got an email from them, which he shared with us, that was not a Phantom 5, that was a one-off of a Phantom 4 that they did for an enterprise customer. Well, DJI does not waste technology. And I think the enterprise customer was, Lloyd, count on it. That enterprise customer was themselves. Those were machine engineered precision parts. They're not going to do that on a one-off for a customer. Okay, it's going to be for them. It's going to be. They did that on purpose. Those things that cost tens of thousands of dollars to do something like that, and they're not going to do that. So my thinking is, and this is why I don't think it's a Phantom 5. I think they were testing that out. They were beta testing that. Juan, welcome to the show. They were beta testing this for a late release this year. And I'm saying, and I'm still sticking by this, that a Phantom 5 is going to be out in time for the holidays. It's going to be a November, December type of release this year for the Phantom 5. That's what I'm sticking to here. Rodney, thank you so much for the super chat. Yes, some coffee for the journey. Absolutely. You know, we do go for that. We have a nice Starbucks in the airport, and I'll get my wife all set up for that. And by the way, she will be going with me. So, you know, as long as once I get a confirmation, you know, I'm going to let you guys know, and we're going to get her in there. You're all going to have a crap on your pants if you drop a P5P. Yeah, no, we probably will. You know, you know, DJI is not, you know, is prone to surprises. And here's the other thing was, Don, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining tonight. Sam, am I getting an Evo? At this point, no, I'm not getting an Evo. I'm saving my nickels and dimes for the next DJI product. But, you know, if Autel wants to send me an Evo to test, I'll be very happy to do that for them. I don't have a problem. Damien, bigger picture, bigger sensor, could be. Yeah. I think that Phantom 5 is going to be make a wonderful Christmas present, and I get a bonus before Christmas, so I think I know what I'm doing with my bonus then. But as far as like this event is concerned, you know, and everything, I was going to talk about the FCC Grant ID database. Wanted to remind you guys, if you remember, the Mavic Air and also the Spark, their FCC grant IDs were approved on the release dates, which was last May last year for the Spark and this January 23rd for the Mavic Air. So it happened on the same day. So we may not see that information out on the FCC database until those days. So, and who knows? And I've been looking under Mavic Pro 2 with the number 2. I've been looking under Mavic Pro Roman numeral 2. I'm typing Mavic Pro, and all the old Mavic Pros come up there. Todd Fox, congratulations. Everybody, give Todd a round of applause. He passed his part 107. That's fantastic. Todd, that's an incredible achievement. What did you use, Todd? What did you use to study with? Drop that down in the chat. I'd love to hear that. That's fantastic. And just also, guys, if you haven't subscribed to other guys' channels on here, please do that. That's a great way to support each other and to help this wonderful community grow. That you couldn't do that. Thank you, guys. Todd's a great guy. Connected with him. He's part of the group now. That's fantastic. You know, that got a 90%. Todd, congrats. That's awesome. Todd, I passed by one question. The company that I used had the very first test that was out there as far as our practice test, and it was different from the one that I took. So it was like, I wasn't real happy about that, but I got to gear up because I got to do recertification. I got to get rolling on that. That's probably going to start happening in August or September this year. I'm going to start studying for that. Oz by Drone, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining. Ted 10, welcome. That's fantastic. James, welcome to the show tonight. I just saw you there. Yeah, my pocketbook, Don, absolutely. It's going to take a hit. We're planning a fly-in the weekend of July 14th. I don't know because the event is going to be on the 18th, Mel, in New York City. So, and I know that's coming up. So I don't know if that's going to happen. I think Billy's going to be up there, and from what I heard, Original Dobo's going to be up there as well with him. So going to New York City, and my wife and I will plan. We'll plan if we go. We're probably just going to go up to LaGuardia on the 17th, go to the event on the 18th, and come back late on the 19th. So it's my last 3 days of vacation this year. I won't have any more vacation the rest of the year except for holidays. So that's how that goes. James, I'm so glad you were able to make it tonight. Guys, one of the things I want to ask you guys to do is to go out, like me, go out to Google and search Mavic Pro 2 FCC Grant ID, and try different combinations of that. And if any of you see anything, because I go out there every day, if you see anything, ping me and let me know, because I want to go out there and dissect that and look at that, because there's things that I know of that I've looked at before. So just going forward, if you see something out there, it's July 18th, Mel. Thank you. It's July 18th. Yeah. Dear God, it better be July 18th, not this 18th. That's for sure. Touring Northrop video a bunch and took screenshots. Oh wow, very, very cool. Very cool, James. What are the key words, Bill? Type in Mavic Pro 2, the number 2, and then or Roman numeral 2, and then FCC space grant space ID. Mavic Pro 2 FCC grant ID, and see what comes up. And you guys, Lewis, welcome to the show. Yeah, I know. Thank you, Lewis. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was out there today. I didn't see anything. I saw all the old information regarding the Mavic Pro Platinum, the Mavic Pro when it came out. Didn't see anything. I mean, there's a wealth of information out there, and I might do a video on. I think I did one earlier on how to dissect those FCC grant IDs. There's a lot of information on there, but you don't need to look at it all to be able to glean a date from this. So yeah. Steve Carpenter, I'm saying DJI is coming out with a whole new drone, not a 2 or a 5. Very interesting, Steve. That's very, very interesting. You know, one of the things that I don't think DJI is going to, I'm thinking DJI is still going to do, no matter what this drone is, I'm thinking it's still going to be called a Mavic Pro 2. And the reason I say that is, if you remember the video I did, Sally French compiled some data from Kitty Hawk, the app that you can get for iOS and Android devices, and then their #1 registered drone was the Mavic Pro. More than the Phantom 4, more than any other drone that DJI has, the consumer drones. So they're not going to, I don't think they're going to get rid of that name. I really don't. Because, they're getting a lot of mileage out of it, and it's instantly recognizable. You hear the word Mavic Pro, you have that image, that image comes into your head. You know exactly what that is. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Seriously. I mean, we see that, and we know what the Mavic Pro looks like, and we know what to get. Now, what do I think is going to be on there? I think it's going to have a 1-inch sensor. I think that's a game changer. That's the biggest game changer that it's going to have. I think it's going to be a little bit bigger. I think it might have possibly 360 sensing on it. I don't know. I think the battery time is going to be better on it. One of the things that I really wish it would happen, and I really hope one of the things is that they're going to beef up that gimbal assembly. Because guys, I'll tell you what, that's my #1 beef with the Mavic Pro is that gimbal assembly. My gosh, that is just like, that's as fragile as carrying a dozen eggs. I mean, it's just like, you got to be uber careful with that. And, you know, putting the locking clip back on every time after I fly, you know, that's always an adventure. And, you know, thank God. And see, that's one of the things that I've done with my Mavic Pro is every time when I'm done, I put that locking clip back on the gimbal. And I think that's really helped, because I know a lot of people have had issues with the gimbal, and it's really fragile. And the other thing that I would hope that they do, Mavic is plain and simple gold. You're right, Todd. Price point 16 to 17 if it's a Mavic Pro 2. It could be, Mel. You know, I don't know. Yeah, because I think it would be, and like I've heard said before, that the Mavic Pro 2 would be like a Phantom 4 Pro, is what I've heard. 180-degree gimbal roll. I don't know about that California Phantom. I mean, that's an interesting speculation here. You know, the Anafi has that. You know, I don't know if they have that or not on this drone. You know, one of the things that I will say is they'll have a gimbal boxed in like the Mavic Air. James, that's a real good point. I really like the gimbal assembly on the Mavic Air, even more than the Spark. I think they did a great job on that. Kluge was thinking 360 cam. Yeah, I saw that. If for something like that to happen, Todd, you know, you have to have a method of getting the gear up, because if the gear aren't up, and you know how the gear are, you know how it is right now, there's, you know, on the Mavic Pro, you know, they're stationary. You know, so if it's going to be a 360 camera, you know, it's going to have some type of retractable gear. Now, wouldn't that be a kick in the pants that a Mavic Pro 2 gets retractable gear? I mean, you know, that's something that could happen. That would be crazy. One of the things that I do want, regardless of anything, is I want a higher ground clearance, because I'll tell you what, you know, coming out of the box, you know, my first few flights, I didn't have the extended lane. I bought some accessories last February and this February, and had to wait for them to come, and I wanted to get it out for flight. And, you know, it sits really low to the ground. Yeah, Don, you're right. It may be around 2000 if the next, if it's around 1700, the Phantom 5 probably be around 2000. I wouldn't doubt that. And I think that's going to be another game changer too. DJI does not come out with anything less than a game changer. You know, you can quote me on that. Yeah. Did Autel display a 1-inch Evo prototype? Yes, they did, Cliff. They did at CES, I believe. And I think Original Dobo, when he talked to them here, they were in Orlando. They talked about it, but they said, I guess the problem is they didn't have enough of the 1-inch sensors from Sony. Yeah, they know it, Bill. Corporate inside info. They know Anafi before we knew the Anafi. 180 would be awesome if it plays and to see the bigger picture. Imagine 180 articulate, yeah, with the goggles. Yeah, that would be crazy. That would be that would be, you better have a seat when you have the goggles on, kind of stuff. You know, and I saw David's video, and David's been a great guest, by the way, guys. And if you haven't, make sure you subscribe to his channel. He does a fantastic job. He really knows, like, the Spark and the Mavic Air inside and out. He's fantastic on those. But he's a great guy. Absolutely like having him on the program. We'll definitely have him on again. But, you know, with this whole thing about a possible 360, you're going to have a way of getting those gear up. You can't have, because to do a 360, it's going to have to be beneath, you know, beneath the assembly, or the gimbal's going to have to hang down. It's going to have to hang down further. So you're going to have those gear up, because you don't want to get anything in the shot. So that's just my thinking if that happens. A lot of people hold off buying a drone. Yeah, you know what, Rodney? That's one of the other points that I was going to say too. I think this is going to stall sales right now. I think sales are going to be held in place until July 18th to see what DJI comes out with. You know, I don't see anybody doing anything unless they're going to buy like a Mavic Pro on sale or some of these DJI drones that are on sale. I don't see them doing anything. I don't see them getting like the Evo. I don't see, you know, them getting the Parrot. You know, at this point, I think people are going to sit tight. Although with the Parrot's a different market and it's a different price point. It's $697. So I still see people going after the Parrot Anafi, but I see people holding still to do the Evo at this point. Is there another way to do 360? Using 360 camera tech, front camera and rear camera would give you 360. That's true, Mel. But I think one of the problems is with that, if you remember the design of the Mavic Air or the Mavic Pro, oh, that's great, Elliot. That's a great price. I think if you remember the design of the Mavic Pro, you know, a lot of people left that gimbal cover on, the bubble on, and that was a bad thing because that's how air gets forced through the body of the Mavic Pro and cools off the electronics, and it gets exhausted out the back. So that's a good thought, Mel. I'm not sure how they would do that. I mean, they're engineers. I'm not an engineer. So if they got that figured out, kudos to them. I mean, seriously, I don't know. Parrot can look up and see DJI above in flight. Yeah, that would 120 down under. I like that. A Parrot Anafi is a different crowd than the Mavic Pro 2. Absolutely, Todd. It's going to be for a completely different market. That price point is different too. It's $697. And, you know, hate to say it right now, but $697, that's an affordable drone. That makes it easy to get. I mean, you know, and everybody right away, you know, I heard some things right away about Parrot. You know, oh, you know, it only does 30, and then it only does 60 on 1080p frames per second, and even though it has a 21 megapixel camera. Also heard, oh, it doesn't have strobe lights on it. You know, that's a real downfall. You know, and I'm like, you know what? It's going to be a good drone. I know that, and I know Parrot's going to do well with it, and they'll hit a different market, a different segment. Evo has a plastic bottom. I wonder how hot it will get, or does it have a fan like the Mavic? Dave, that's a good question. I think it's going to have a forced air system like the Mavic Pro does. It's to cool it off. That's my guess. I don't know. Oh, Mitchell, no problem. You know, euro, dollar, it's money. You know, it's just called something different. That's all. And Ted 10, yeah, it all depends on what we can afford. Absolutely. You know, if you can afford the Parrot Anafi, you know, it's going to be a great drone. I mean, I saw Billy's video. It looks fantastic. I'd love to get my hands on one to test one of those. It looks like a fun drone. It really does. And you guys may have seen, I just put out a video on the Tello. And, you know, a lot of people really bash the Tello, you know, saying, well, you know, number one, you need to know what the Tello's for, okay? The Tello, you're not going to take that out and record boats out on the lake, or, you know, birds flying or that kind of thing. The Tello is more of what I call a selfie kind of a drone, okay? And the other thing is, I was impressed with how its stability and the technology that DJI had in it and Intel had in it. And actually, you know, when it wasn't windy, it shot some decent video and some decent stills. I was impressed with it. My wife likes it enough. Catch this, guys. I'm going to get Valerie to go out and fly the Tello sometime and do a video on that. That's going to be, I want to see 15,000 views and 1,000 likes on that one, because that's going to be fantastic. That's going to be great. Will DJI offer other camera sensors for the Mavic too? Sam, I don't know that. At this point, I don't know. And I think, you know, it's going to be, if you guys are on Twitter, check this out. My son's friend worked at Walmart. Someone was got out through the garden center. Oh, wow. You know, I mean, Osita has had some hits and misses, but keep an eye out for his account, because he talked about this coming soon, and, you know, and it was sooner rather than later. And also keep an eye out for Drone DJ, guys. And like I said, we're going to have Hay's going to be on Tuesday night, and that's going to be a good show. And, you know, Hay broke the news regarding this announcement today, and, you know, be watching those Twitter accounts. If you guys aren't on Twitter, do yourself a favor, get a Twitter account. I'm out there. Osita is out there. You definitely want to check his account out because he gets some gems out there for some information. And Drone DJ, those are some ones you definitely want to follow out there. Just ran his truck, the Mavic. Follow guy halfway mile in his car. Oh wow, drone shots. That's wow. Autel is saying 3 variants for Mavic Pro 2. If you believe that guy, it could be California Phantom. It really could. I mean, look at the Phantom. We have the Phantom 4, we have the Phantom 4 Advanced, the Phantom 4 Pro. Now we have the Phantom 4 Pro V2.0. So really, there's 4 variants for the Phantom 4. So that could very well happen out of the starting gate. DJI, I've done a history on one of you streaming 7 days a week, Bill. I don't know if I have the energy 120 down under. I really don't. No, with the 3 variants, okay, that's a real, DJI historically has, they've released, a Phantom, and then they've done an upgrade a little later, and they've done an upgrade a little later. But, if they come out with 3 variants at once, a lower price point one, say about $1,100, and then another one about maybe $1,300, and another one about $1,600, that would make some sense. That's what I see. How would a 1-inch Phantom cannibalize the P4? Yeah, that's a good question, Cliff. That's a real good question. So who knows, if these variations are gonna happen. I mean, like I said, Autel has had some hits. I mean, he's had some misses, but he's had some hits as well too. So, and I firmly believe, I think a relative of his works for DJI. I think that's how he's gotten his information. I mean, as far as I can tell. But also, if any of you guys see any mock-ups or renderings, let me know. Shoot me an email. The fastest way to get a hold of me is through BillTheDroneReviewer@gmail.com. I'll make sure there's a link in the description. But if you see anything, let me know so I can do that as well. And because I think you guys share that information with me, I'll get that out to everybody so everybody can do that. So, and as you know, I took it was my lunchtime at work. I went out and filmed my video this morning when, with the breaking news. So, that's a wonderful thing to be able to do that from my smartphone. That's fantastic. I love that feature. So absolutely fantastic. Yeah, Bill's busier than one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest tonight. Dave, I like that. That's absolutely fantastic. Or as my dad used to say, busier than a one-arm paper hanger. That's about the same. Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be fantastic. It is going to be a summer of drones. Last I heard, a lot of people were thinking that this was going to come out in October, and I didn't think it was going to be that long. I thought a couple of months from now, but I also thought, DJI does not want to rest in their laurels too much, and they want, when they come out, it's like the giant that comes, the elephant in the room, okay, and everybody stops talking when DJI is in the room. And everybody wants to see what DJI is going to do. So yeah, it's really going to be Christmas in July, Steve. You're right. Everybody's going to have their choice. And come July 18th, it's going to be decision time for people. Are they going to get what we think is a Mavic Pro 2? Are they going to go with the Evo, or are they going to go smaller with the Anafi? Who knows? Drone shots. Oh, really? Seminole. Oh, wow. Okay. I live in drone shots. I live in Tampa, by the way. So, this is real. That's why I titled part of this Summer of Drones, because it really is a summer of drones. And this is fantastic for you guys that live up in, where there is winter, where I can fly year round basically, except when it's raining down here. Yeah, drone world's blown up in 2 weeks. It really has, Todd. It really has. Seminole, I think it's SEMONILE. Yeah, that's how that's spelled. But yeah, I know. Thank you, Drone Shots. That's fantastic. By releasing this during the summer, I think that's all these releases coming out now. That's going to be great for people that live up in the northern states or in Canada or in colder climates, because winter sets in and it's most of the time it's impossible to fly. And this will give you time to be able to get drones up, get them out and flying. I think that's fantastic. Any video? Yes. Thank you, Todd, for mentioning that. You guys, 1 week is left, and what I'll do is I'll post a link to that video. I'm looking for videos. Rick Halbert, thank you so much. Valerie's Coffee Fund is eternally grateful for that. I can tell you that right now. That's absolutely fantastic. What was I saying? Okay, yeah, this 1 minute. Thank you, Mel. What I'm looking for is a video, 1 minute or less, and I have a link that I will drop in this video. It's to my Dropbox. All you got to do is click on that link and submit it. And what I'm going to do is I'm taking them up through next Friday. So if you want to get this in for this video, get them to me by a week from today on the 22nd. And then I'm going to start. I need some time to obviously put a video together. I'm going to try to pick some good music and get it out there. And you guys stepped up to the plate with the pictures. They were absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. And and on that link, just to provide a little bit of instructions, and I'll see if I can copy them and put them in there. Mel, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. And I'll try to get the instructions in there, but I'd like, the name that you want to appear on the video, I'm going to put a title on there, the drone that you used and where you shot it. It's real easy. And I'll provide a link in the description. It's coming up through the 22nd. So next week when you do that, make sure you get that in there, because you guys knocked it. Lloyd, thank you so much. I appreciate that for the super chat. Thank you very much. Lloyd, you're a nice guy as well too. I appreciate that. How mad do you think Autel's going to be? JB, I think they were fuming today. I really do. I think they were just absolutely positively fuming today with this news. It was definitely not a good day for Autel. Not a good day to be an employee of Autel Robotics. I'll tell you that right now. Todd, yeah, you did. I've already taken a peek at some of the videos that you guys have sent, and you guys are knocking it out of the park. I would love to see some more. I'd love to get a 20-minute video together. Steve Carpenter, thank you. Yes, absolutely. That drone's going to be coming. I don't know when, but it's going to be coming, Steve. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they are going to. You're right, JB Drones. They sure are. I mean, I'm sure they did today. And see, I don't think Parrot did today, because I think Parrot knows they're not in competition with DJI. And I know Autel says they're not in competition with DJI. Yeah, they are. I mean, the lawsuits that they filed back and forth, and we've seen all that stuff. So yeah, they have 10,000 units sold. I mean, that's a good thing. That's a real good thing for Autel. They need, like I said earlier, they need to follow through. And Original Dobo said he expects a firmware update coming out, and also the app to be ready by the 25th. They get those things lined up, and they get that gimbal issue, the tilted gimbal issue taken care of. It's going to be a good drone, but they need to get those issues addressed. And one thing he did say was, and I talked about this earlier, their firmware update process is a lot better than it was, because I had an X-Star Premium and it was horrible, to say the least. The customer service is fine, but yeah, but Southeast Kansas, we have a lot of trees. Yeah, there's quite a bit. We have other obstacles down here, Todd, in Florida, to contend with. One of these things here, you have your afternoon garden variety, 4 o'clock thunderstorm out of nowhere. Especially when you live near the Gulf, comes 20 minutes later, it's bone dry outside. But during that time when it rains, your wipers aren't fast, you can't see anything. Okay, that's digressing a little too much. Sorry about that, guys. But no, Dobo did have an update today. what I saw today, Lloyd, that's a good question. I did see his video today, and it was on the firmware update process, which is much better than it was, which is great for Autel. Will DJI buy off Autel? Sam, that is a very interesting question. You know, I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. You know, I don't know. Will they? I don't think so at this point. They probably want to see how successful Autel is. I would say this, Sam, and you raise a good point. I would say if the Evo is a hit and a success, that may be a possibility. That is, you know, that's the first time I've seen that. So that's a great question, Sam. What do you got when the video is evergreen, meaning it's out there permanently? That's a good question of the day. Do you think DJI is going to buy Autel? You know, if you want to answer it now, that's fine, because I'll look through the chat. But in the comments section, when it gets out there and it's permanently out there, see if you guys can answer that question for me. Do you think DJI is going to buy Autel? That's a great question, Sam. I appreciate that. If you can't beat them, buy them. Oz by drone, yeah. You know, that may very well happen, depending upon if the Evo is a success, and I'm hoping it is. I really do. Isn't Autel really owned? Yeah, it is, Rick. You're right. It is. It is. It's based in Seattle, but they're manufactured over in China. So, will DJI and Autel make a drone? You know, that's another good question too. That really is. I would say they might. At this point, nothing's beyond the realm of probability. You know, I think so. Yeah, Steve, I have seen a lot of that about Apple buying DJI, because you guys remember when the Osmo Mobile 2 came out, the only place you couldn't even buy it on DJI's website. The only place you could buy it, an Apple store. Yeah, so that possibility really, really, really exists. Absolutely. Jeremiah, yes. Rodney, thank you so much for showing up tonight. I know it's late where you're at. Thank you so much. DJI is a much larger Sony customer. They get 1-inch sensors first. Autel will have to wait. Cliff, you're right. And I think that's why Autel didn't come out with a 1-inch on their Evo option, because DJI's probably bought them all. Yeah. Apple already has stock in DJI because iOS devices work better than Droid. Yes, Mel, that's a great point. Rick Smith from Drone Valley put out an exceptional video on that. It's a lengthy one, but it's a real good one, and he answers that question in detail. But, you know, yeah, they do. The code. I mean, Apple devices work so much better with DJI products. I mean, I tried using my Android tablet with my Spark, and it worked, but it wasn't the best. Let me put it that way. So, yeah. You know, at this point, this is where we're at for now. And if you guys see anything, please let me know. And, you know, I'm talking about if you see any pictures, renderings, if you hear any credible rumors, email me at BillTheDroneReviewer@gmail.com, because that I'm able to check that quicker than I am like the Facebook page or the Facebook group. But do post there if you can't email me. But I check that first, so make sure you do that. And if you guys have any questions about this whole event process and what it's like, you know, definitely email me. I can tell you, DJI's person that does this his name's Michael Perry. He's been doing all these events for a while, and he's very good at them. And from what my understanding is, when you go to one of these events, you know, they have the presentation, which is about an hour, and then for another hour afterwards, you know, they have some hands-on time with the drones, and then they have drone cages where you can see the drones flying over there. So, you know, and when I find out about that, I will definitely let you guys know. You know, I'm excited about this opportunity. I think it's going to be fantastic. And count on incredible coverage. Count on the best coverage right here at Bill the Drone Reviewer. I can promise you that, because my wife comes and I come. We're going to have 2 cameras there, not just one. What are the winning lottery numbers for? Saturday's drawing. Steve, if I knew that, I'd probably end up buying DJI myself if I knew those numbers. That would be great. Rick, thanks so much for showing up. We're going to kind of wrap things up here a little bit. Again, if you guys see or hear anything, definitely shoot me an email, because like I said, I check those first before anything else. If you can't, either on the Facebook page or the Facebook group, leave me a note there. I'll definitely get that checked out. Yeah, Steve Carpenter, thank you. And that's another thing. I'm going to wish all of you gentlemen out there, and I'm assuming we have all gentlemen out there, and pardon me if there are any females in the audience, but for those of you who are fathers, I want to wish you all, it's in the States here on this Sunday, it's Father's Day, and I want to wish all you fathers a happy Father's Day. And be able to spend time. If your fathers are still alive, make sure you spend time with them, enjoy them. I can't tell you how much I miss my dad. My dad passed back in 2007, and I miss him every day. He was my best friend, my mentor, my buddy. I miss him terribly, but I can tell you, he still makes me smile. He's been gone 10 years, but he still makes me smile. So if your fathers are still around, make sure you go see them. And tell them how much you love them and you care for them. I think that's great. Thank you for reminding me about that, Steve. I appreciate that. We're going to kind of wrap things up here. I got a lot. We're going to get ready. We're having I'm going to have my father-in-law and my wife's family over for Father's Day, which will be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I agree, Mitchell. I think so too. USB-C, also get a removable battery in the controller. That would be a nice option to be able to do that. And I hope the telemetry data is still in there too. That's another thing. So if you guys have any questions about the Mavic Pro 2, I'd like you guys to do this as well too. Send me an email to BillTheDroneReviewer@gmail.com with any questions you would have for Hey Kesteloo. It's Haye Kesteloo from Drone DJ. He has wonderful contacts in the drone industry. And shoot me your questions. So, because I'm going to send him a list of questions. And that's one thing I do before I have guests on these shows. Lost Dad 96. Yeah, Lloyd, seriously. I can't tell you how much I miss mine. Send me your questions that you would have for Hay so I can send him questions. That's what I do before I have guests on Tuesday night, is to send some questions out to them. So, so they can know in advance and to be able to answer them well. Yeah, Mitchell. Yeah, it's losing your father is losing parents is tough. My mom passed in 2013, so and she was an anchor for me, especially when I was going through some personal hardship. She was fantastic. I can't say enough. I had a wonderful upbringing, fantastic parents, and I feel very blessed. And I feel very blessed by having all you guys on. The best way you support the channel, Valerie's Coffee Fund is absolutely fantastic, and thank you for that. But every one of you, you like, you comment, you subscribe, and you tell others about the channel. That's the best way to support Bill the Drone Reviewer. You guys do fantastic. Valerie says hi to everybody. I'm going to try to get her on one of these live streams and try to cajole her over here with me, so she can say hi to everybody. Rodney, thank you so much. Yeah, I do, Rodney. I agree. Wow, I feel for you, Rodney. Yeah, if my dad's grave was closer, they live. Their graves are up in Pennsylvania, and I'm in Florida, so that's about 1,000 miles away. But when I do get up there, I do drop flowers on their graves. I miss them terribly. My dad was also a World War II veteran, and if I ever see World War II veteran in public, I make a point to go over there and shake their hands, salute them, and thank them for their service, because they're a dying breed. And if you do see one, make sure you guys do the same thing. That's just absolutely fantastic. Steve, thank you for that. Guys, make sure you hit that like button before you leave tonight. Leave some comments afterwards. I'll get some information out there, like I said, about the 1-minute video. I'll probably put a link. I did a video on it, so I'll get a link to that video in the description, so you guys can check that out. And make sure, if you guys hear anything, please let me know. And I get any updated information. everybody will be the first to know. I promise you guys that. And you hit the dislike, JB. That's fantastic. Hope you guys have a great weekend. And if you are fathers, happy Father's Day to you. And if your father's still around, make sure you do go wish them a happy Father's Day here in the States. That's fantastic. Everybody, thank you all so much. Appreciate all of you. Hope you have a good rest of your evening and a great weekend. And if there's, as always, any breaking news, James, that's fantastic. Glad you're able to do that. You're welcome, Mitchell. If you guys don't ever hesitate to ping me at BillTheDroneReviewer@gmail.com. And if I don't know the answer, I'll make sure I go out there and try to find it for you. Thank you all so much. Enjoy your weekend. And any breaking news, count on seeing it from me. Take care, guys.